local people. Local news and events. Local sports. Local matters. For all things Lloydminster and area, this is Live with Kurt Price.
Hey, thanks for joining us today at Border City Furniture, your 100% locally owned and operated furniture store with a focus on Canadian-made quality products. We're happy to be here at Border City Furniture in downtown Lloydminster. Our guests today are Ashley Miazga with Umbrella Marketing and Design, Evan Degenhardt, General Manager of 1061 The Goat, and making her second appearance on the show this week, we have Brynlee Hassan, media personality with the CPCA, of course, in town for the CPCA finals. And Brynlee grew up in Lloydminster, now calls Meadow Lake home. A reminder that right now at the new Lloydminster Nissan, you can get 0% financing on the incredibly popular Nissan Rogue, Nissan Sentra, or Nissan Kicks models. And a reminder, the new Lloydminster Nissan service department is also open on Saturdays now from 9 to 1. SwiftNet.ca is now available in Lloydminster, Cold Lake, North Battleford, and surrounding communities. Get local internet that you can rely on with no data caps and starting at just $39.99. And because they're local, you won't spend hours on hold anymore. It's unmatched customer service. Call 306-825-7111 today or visit swiftnet.ca. Meals in the Fields is back as the combines return to the fields. Well, if it ever stops raining. Live with Kurt Price is proud to present Meals in the Fields in memory of Gary Melka. Get your nominations in now on our Facebook page, and your farm or a farmer that you know could win a delicious roast beef meal delivered right to the field. And our first meal will be delivered 1 week from today. It's definitely an early harvest. And new this year, one farm will win a harvest wrap-up party for up to 50 people, and each farm that's nominated will also be entered to win 160 acres of spraying from Brynlee Air Spray. We're teaming up with Farm Credit Canada, Diamond 7 Meats, the Tent Guys, Asset Link Heavy Equipment Sales, Vical Agro, Sobeys Lloydminster, and Brynlee Air Spray to head out and to thank our Midwest farmers this year. So get those nominations in on our page or any of our sponsor pages. The Lloydminster Spark Foundation is hosting a Chef's Got Your Back supper and silent auction and art auction on August 27th at Rolling Green Fairways. Patty Milthorpe is with the Spark Foundation and said they are hoping to make this the largest youth fundraising event the city has ever seen. And she explained to us that the youth have picked the menu, and then it will be up to the chefs at Rolling Green to kind of fancy up that meal.
They picked Sloppy Joe's, that one was a little difficult. Taco in a bag. And what was the other one? I believe it's mac and cheese, of course.
That's a good one too.
Yeah. So, and their drink, they picked a smoothie, so they're going to have a signature smoothie. And the dessert is the one that really surprised me. Out of all the desserts in the whole wide world, they chose banana bread.
Tickets are $70 and tables of 8 are also available. It's time now for Live in Lloydminster, and we begin with a big concert announcement from Sierra Bennett at the Vic Juba Theatre.
Did you see the show announcement that we had on Monday? Because if you didn't, I'm going to tell you all about it. Hi everyone, I'm Sierra from the Vic Juba Community Theatre, and we are so excited to announce that the James Barker Band is coming to our theatre as a part of their Bud Light Buckle Up Tour. We just announced this on August 18th, and we are super excited that tickets go on sale tomorrow, August 22nd. So be sure to check out tomorrow afternoon. The tickets will be on sale on our website, vicjubatheatre.ca. You can find more information there as well. We are just so excited. Another show that we are so excited for is The Life and Times of Jim Croce, a Jim Croce tribute with some of the best artists that Edmonton has to offer. If you love the 70s, then you have to be there. Again, you can check our website, vicjubatheatre.ca. This one is on September 29th at 7:30 p.m. I'm Sierra Bennett, and I hope to see you there.
All right, so we got the James Barker Band coming to Lloydminster. We also have Della Smith coming to Lloydminster, so some big names are coming here in the fall. And a local movie, so to speak, opens at May Cinema 6 Friday, as in local, and it was filmed on location at Cold Lake First Nation. The Nation stars Conway Kootenai, and it is from the creator of Guitar Lessons. You remember the one with Corblund. The Nation tells the story of an unconventional First Nation chief who, with casino and oil revenue flowing, takes sovereignty to the next level. He takes it to bold new heights, making his own laws and telling Canada to go jump in a lake. That's gonna be good. Also showing at May Cinema 6, you can check out The Naked Gun, the new version, The Fantastic Four, Freakier Friday, Weapons, which has been a smash hit, The Bad Guys 2, and for Saturday and Sunday only, the Cake Pop Demon Hunters sing-along event. You can get showtimes and tickets for all current and upcoming movies, including The Nation, at maytheaters.com. Live in Lloydminster, brought to you by the Vic Juba Theatre and May Cinema 6. Get your nominations in for Cupcakes for Caregivers. I'll be literally hitting the road to deliver cupcakes this afternoon to some deserving caregivers. You can nominate a caregiver or caregivers just by sending an email to livewithkurtprice@gmail.com. Tell us a little bit about what makes that caregiver special, and we could be visiting that caregiver and not only giving them cupcakes, but recognizing them for the great dedication that they have. Now, Cupcakes for Caregivers is proudly brought to you by Sobeys Lloydminster, and currently the Lloydminster and District United Way. However, we know that the United Way has closed down. So I'm very excited that Ashley may be heading out with me from time to time to deliver cupcakes, because Umbrella Marketing Design is picking up that sponsorship. And when we were looking for a new sponsor, I had talked to your sister. She had designed the poster for us. And she said to me, is there any way that I can get involved in this? Because I'm really passionate about she was passionate about your mom and dad and how they were cared for. And so when this came up, she was the first person I thought of. And it's great to have people that think just like, because Cupcakes for Caregivers, I looked at my dad and went, where would my dad be without my mom?
I know. Yeah.
Like, my mom is his caregiver. She doesn't get paid. She mostly gets yelled at, to be honest.
Yeah, it's not an easy job when they're, because of course they're the ones that are always taking the backlash, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So just a way to say thank you, not only to doctors, nurses, and our teachers and things like that, people like that, but also like just the people that do it at home, and they do it just because they love that person.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because it's the thing to do.
You just do it. Yeah.
And it could be any.
You don't even think.
It could be any family member. So.
Absolutely.
We're excited. I'm excited to have you guys on board.
Do we get a cupcake? Like, do we get to like sample them? Or
if you buy them, you get them.
Okay. Fine. I don't need one, but it's tempting.
It's not just a name, it is Superior Water. Superior Water has 2 locations in Lloydminster, and they're open on Sundays to make filling your Big Blue jugs a whole lot quicker and easier. And you get great tasting water right from your tap if you call the Superior Water team and ask about their under the sink reverse osmosis system. 780-875-6636. I drink Superior Water because I like the taste. After all, it is Superior Water. Open on 57th Avenue, Monday to Friday, 8 to 6, Saturdays and Sundays, 10 to 5. Plus, of course, they have a coin-operated location just off Highway 17 South by 7-Eleven. We'll take a break, and when we come back, we're going to hear some stories from each of these individuals on what brought them to Lloydminster, what keeps them in Lloydminster, and what they love about our city and the area.
At CK McKean Roofing, they understand what it took to put that roof over your head for your family. With over 20 years of experience under their belt, they strive to show you that with their workmanship and their integrity. Not all roofing companies are created equal, and that's why CK McKean Roofing encourages you to focus on your most important investments, your home and your family. CK McKean Roofing. Roofers do it on top.
At Diamond 7 Meats, we work with local farm families to provide a high-quality product and a great selection for you. Try our mouth-watering smokies, pulled pork, roast beef, and more, made pure and natural with no additives or fillers. We offer custom processing, and our experienced team works for you to provide a selection of sausage, burgers, and jerkies made to your specifications. Take your grilling to the next level with a Yoder smoker. Complete the grilling experience with a Canadian-made, award-winning line of House of Q barbecue sauces. We're locally owned and operated, and we look forward to seeing you today.
At Lloydminster and District Co-op, membership matters more. Because being part of a co-op means you're connected to something bigger than yourself. From long-held legacy by those who built our communities to people you call family, friends, and neighbors. When you're a Lloyd Co-op member, you're an owner in a local business that prides itself on purpose alongside profit. You earn cash back, you help support causes that matter most, and you're building a better way of life for the next generation. Membership matters more.
BioClean Disaster Services is committed, certified, reliable, and will help you get your life back. 1-833-246-8326. What I love about BioClean Disaster Services is they are local. You see them everywhere. You see them on the swimming pool. And not only are they Lloydminster's local restoration company, they're also Lloydminster's largest restoration company. 1-833-246-8326. And what you'll love about BioClean Disaster Services is the way they take care of your property, the way they take care of your belongings, but more than anything, the way they take care of you and your family. BioClean Disaster Services, 1-833-246-8326. Well, I want to welcome you back to Border City Furniture for the PROspectives. Border City Furniture, where quality and comfort speaks for itself. And we call it the Border City PROspectives because we bring in some people that you know, some people that you might see every day or hear every day in Evan's case. And, well, not every day, but people that you recognize, and we talk to them about what makes our city a great place to live. And this is a wonderful place to live. So allow me to introduce our guest. We have Evan Degenhardt, General Manager of 1061 The Goat. You do hear him on the radio once in a while.
Yeah, when they let me out of my cage in the back.
Yeah.
Yeah, give this guy a little sniff every once in a while just to keep him kind of chasing that cheese. So.
Well, it's pretty neat. It's pretty rare, I'd say, to have a general manager who has experience on the air and not just with numbers.
Yeah, for me, I think that's important. I mean, you and I worked together a long time ago.
Yeah, we did.
Not to date both of us, but that was important for me to make sure that I was in the trenches on all of it, start from the ground up, so that if anybody had a problem in any department, I could say, well, I could help you because I've done that, I've experienced that before. So that was cool. And special shout out, you were talking about BioClean. They're currently in my house right now. We had a water leak in our fridge. Oh. They're renovating our basement right now, so shout out to BioClean because they've been absolutely amazing. I wanted to make sure that I got that in there.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, we worked together in Evan was in St. Paul. Yeah. I was the program director here in Lloydminster and for the area. And so Evan's success, I always say, like, when I watch Evan's success, I'm like, yes, that's partly my success. Because you know what I mean? Like,
well, that's what good PDs do,
That's
right?
what good PDs do. Yeah. They want people to go on and be successful. And I'm interested in the numbers part of things, though. Like,
I'm not. I don't know why they gave me the GM title. No, like honestly, when I'm doing this kind of stuff, that's what gets the juices flowing for me. The number stuff is great, but obviously, like spreadsheets and all that kind of stuff, when you're a creator or you're a creative person, that tends to be the thing that you try to do the least amount. So I think for my job, I've tried to get really comfortable in spending the least amount of time there, really dial it in, and then work on focusing the rest of the stuff where it needs to go. So the numbers side, I mean, we could talk afterwards, but nobody wants to know about that.
I'm just curious from your, like, it would be like throwing me and saying, Kurt, you're now an accountant.
Right.
What? I can't even manage my own finances.
A lot of learning on the fly for sure, but I think that's also important. And to have a sound business, you have to understand what's coming in and out. So thankfully, there's a lot of great mentors around the industry still that have been able to help me along the way. So thankful for that.
And Brynlee Hassan is here, as I mentioned earlier, second time on the show this week, and that's because she's in town for the CPCA finals, so we thought we'd take advantage and get to know Brynlee a little bit. You see her on Facebook all the time, doing and calling the races. Brynlee has, imagine this, Evan, for, I would say most of the races, she does them alone.
Yeah.
Like, talk about pressure and coming up with like things to talk about, Brynlee. What got you associated with the CPCA, and how did you find yourself in the situation where you're the media person?
Yeah, it seems like it's kind of just snowballed and turned into its own thing a little bit. I started as a barn hand a couple years ago for Amber LaRue. I was I've always loved horses, but we lived in town and I danced my whole childhood. So you can't afford to do dance all year and also have horses. So I danced. And then when I graduated high school, I was like, okay, well, I'm an adult now. I have freedom. How do I get to horses? So I figured the best way to get there was to take care of around 20 of them with a chuck wagon driver. So I did that for about a year, and then the next year I was kind of involved in some of their office stuff. I did some backup timing and whatever little odd jobs they needed around the racetrack, if they need someone to film or whatever. And then by the end of that year, we had kind of been talking, and the person that was doing some of the media stuff, it was just the upkeep of it, posting the times, that kind of stuff. Not a whole lot going on that end. And they were thinking, well, I'm kind of done doing this. Is somebody interested in taking over? And myself, as well as my boyfriend, Buddy Grand, we were like, yeah, he had been making posters and videos for a long time about all the wagon guys, because he's an outrider. So that's kind of his world a little bit. And then he got really into Photoshop and learning all that stuff and the creative outlet of that. So it kind of, one thing turned into the other. And then we did the media for a little while, and they had posted that they needed a radio host. And I was kind of thinking, well, I'm not qualified to be a radio host. I was 19 and definitely had no experience in that realm, but I kind of knew it was a once in a lifetime opportunity. Like, if I don't take this, then when else am I gonna have the chance to have my own radio show kind of thing?
Speaking for both of us, nobody's qualified to do a radio show. Let's be honest. Like, you're probably more qualified than... Yeah.
Makes me feel a little bit.
Yeah,
we're all on the same boat then.
Yeah, I was only on the air for 3 months before I got fired.
Right.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Oh
okay.
my gosh.
So we're all in it together then.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was taking the radio host job and kind of learning for like really just a couple months. I was at Stingray once a month, learning how to set up and where all the cords go, and I wasn't really a super tech savvy person to start with, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna learn how this whole board works. And then I had a really good year on the radio, and then we were wanting to move the races into a format where people can watch them, and to have the call on and to be able to have it on the radio, that was one thing, and it was great. But we wanted a full package. You can watch it, you can like the same way you watch hockey, it's a full sports show kind of a thing. So we wanted to move over to that, and this year it's always a time crunch because it's winter, and then all of a sudden wagon season's coming, and we put the plans into motion, and we learned how to use this. We've got a switcher and a couple different camera angles, and jet aerial. Jake on the drone, he's phenomenal for a 14-year-old. It's like mind-blowing. It's like, wow. But yeah, we have our setup there, and we've all worked together, and now I have a chuck wagon broadcast.
Which she does alone. Like, it would stress me out more, the hooking up everything.
Yeah.
It stressed me out when I had to operate the chucks from a boardroom at a radio station.
That's right.
That was one of my first gigs.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah.
Like every Saturday, Sunday.
That's
and
right.
I remember betting myself a nickel, and I would try to guess who would win the race. And I would win, and I'd be like, yeah, it's my own money, man. Like, what's going on? That's what you did in radio. That's what you did in broadcasting
to make extra money.
To make extra money, and you just like grinded it out. And I think it's super cool of you to say, I want to go after this thing. Let's just learn it on the fly, because we all
and to do it alone.
To do it alone,
because imagine like there's an equipment issue or something like that.
What do you do?
And you're alone. Like, I know you have some videos and stuff that you play.
Yeah.
But you can't play those over and over and over again. So
props.
The pressure is on you.
Yeah, and I mean,
not to freak you out. Or
oh yeah, but even the first year on the radio, just being so new to it, there was a lot of that, and not knowing, well, if this goes wrong, if I'm not connected to whatever, well, I'm a long ways from town. I'm out in Poundmaker. I'm in Frog Lake. I'm in Kelvington, 6 hours away. Yeah. What do I do? And there's kind of spotty cell service in lots of these places. Yes. So then you're really anxious. And Hannah Barnes was doing the back end of it at the radio station last year. She was phenomenal. It was her first time doing it too. So we were and we had gone to high school together. So it was fun to reunite and be like, oh, you're doing this, I'm doing this. So that was cool. And then Wendy Phipps, she was our marketing person in the CPCA, and she came on the radio with me quite a few times to kind of get me rolling. So I wasn't just there by myself to start with. So they definitely played a big part in kind of setting me up for some success there, and made it less nerve-wracking.
It gets comfortable. When I was going to NAIT, I had Ben Poulin.
Yeah.
He was like, we were kind of buddies and stuff, that we worked together. And Ben, I almost called Evan James, because that was his name when he was in St. Paul.
Yeah, I don't know why. That's my middle
goes
name.
by her real name.
Yeah.
But but now you go by Degenhardt.
Well, Degenhardt is very long and German, and it's hard, right? So I think somebody was like, don't use that last name. And that was back in the day where like having some sort of a radio persona was good. And now on the GOAT, it's Bossman Evan, because that's what everybody calls me, which I absolutely hate. So now I have to own it. It's like one of those nicknames where you're like, come on, guys, like, do we have to do this? But now I've just embraced it. So, but James is my middle name, and I don't know why it made me feel larger than life and fancy, Evan James, but dropped it, man.
That's what all the famous people do. They change their name.
Well, Ben, when I was, he didn't like Poulin. He's like, I don't want to Ben Poulin. That's nothing. He's like, your last name has 2 meanings. That's what I want. Something like that. So he would change his name week to week, but he would forget. So he would be on the air and be like, I'm Ben Poulin. Hey, I thought you were Max Power this week. Oh, yeah, I'm Max Power.
Sorry. Identity crisis.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Ashley has been sitting here patiently. Ashley Miazga, who grew up in Lloydminster. She's the only one of the 3 of us that spent her whole life in Lloydminster, her whole entire life. And now you used to be with the newspaper, of course, for years and years.
Yeah.
You were with the newspaper, and now you're with Umbrella Marketing Design, and got a sponsorship going with our show, so we're very excited about that. But tell us a little bit about Umbrella and what you guys are doing over there.
Yeah, no, Umbrella was 2 years now. Yeah, so
get out of here, is it really?
Yeah,
wow.
Almost 2 years. Almost 2 years. Yeah. So no. So yeah, me and my sister kind of just same thing, kind of brainstorming, and like maybe needing a change, not sure, a little nerve-wracking what to do. And then, we just kind of went with it. And yeah, I mean, very fortunate and very lucky and happy with our experience with everything else in, our life and getting us to this point. But yeah, it was time for a change. I needed something a little bit more flexible for my busy schedule with my kids. And so Umbrella is a marketing and design, but we kind of do everything with marketing. So we do social media and anything that involves marketing, wraps, posters, design, anything, all of it. I mean, give me something and I will try to do it. It's kind of one of my passions to try to figure out a way of doing it when we get thrown an idea. So it's been great and very fortunate for everybody that supported us along the way. We've had a lot of support, a lot of people in this community, which I love about that because they wanted to support us. And so we kind of came up with a plan, and every client and like even too, like past clients too, and people reaching out, hey, do you guys do this? And, we'd like to support you. It's like, absolutely. So very lucky and very thankful for all of those people.
Now you have a Chuck Leg and tie-in too, of course.
I do. Yeah. I kind of had him home for a little bit, but he is now here. My son works for the WPCA. So he is a barn hand. He is only 14 and he started when he was 10. So he just got home on, what day are we? He got home on Tuesday. So the wagons were one weekend finished sooner in the WPCA. And so we have him home for a little bit, and but now he's working for somebody here in Lloyd. So Jamie did not run, so he works for Jamie Lapicane, but he did not run in the WPCA. So he's going to take some time and go have a couple weeks with his family at the lake. So so my little chuck wagon, or my barn hand I should say, was home, but now he's here.
Is he still doing the fish hooks too?
Yeah. When he has time. So he also makes fish hooks, and he did a lot last summer before he went, and he just does like to make those. He needs a little bit of time, and the older he gets, school and sports and all that, he kind of came into it. He actually got to go to Wyoming with the Indian relay team last year too. So he got to go experience that, and that kind of was a wow factor in his life too. And then he went right into football and hockey, and then he, like you said, I kind of giggled when you said about all of a sudden it's winter and then it's boom, and that's what it is. So it's crazy, but everything goes so fast.
You've like you said, you lived here your entire life. What is it that keeps you here, Ashley?
That's a family for sure.
Did you ever consider?
No, it's kind of a funny story because my husband is not from here, and we started dating, and I was like, just to let you know, I'm never leaving. And that was when I was 22. Like, I knew I was never leaving. And it's kind of funny because everybody's like, oh my God, I got to get it here. And I'm just like, why? Like, it's awesome. I never thought of it being people like, I just got to leave home and whatever. But no, I have family here, which held me here for sure. So I was very lucky to have my parents here and my sisters and brother and their family. And we all are still here. So that's one big thing. And then just the community, just the love and support from everybody. And just knowing it's different because I was born and raised here, but I do know a lot of people kind of how you are too. But I do put myself out there as well. But yeah, just running into people, seeing people from everywhere. And then now I have a lot of people that we graduated with, went to school with, that are moving back here. And I was like, I told you. You're coming back. Yeah. So yeah. And raising.
Because it's opportunity.
Yeah, there's so much opportunity. If you're wanting it, you can find it. So yeah.
Your family has been, you have been so involved in the community. Where did that come from? Where did that desire to make Lloydminster a better place come from?
My parents, for sure. They were involved in the community wherever they could. My dad was the big restore guy. That's kind of where they ran the bowling alley for many, many years. And I just seen the love that they received and they gave to everybody. And I just want to do that too. And then, and Deanna too. She's a big, and like my whole family, but Deanna is big involved through the paper and when we were there. And yeah, she's one of my biggest mentors. So yeah, I want to be like her.
That's pretty awesome. Mm-hmm. I don't think my younger brother is saying I'd like to be like Kurt. Nobody.
I doubt that.
Yeah, especially when it comes to the hairline. But Evan, when you first realized you're going to be coming to Lloydminster, you're going to take the job at 1061.
Yep.
What did you know about Lloyd? What were you thinking?
Well, it's interesting. We actually, as a family, moved here in 91. We moved from Winnipeg. That's where my mom was from. I was born there. But then 2 months in, my dad got a job. It was Agri-Futures, I think at the time, just on the outside of town. And he was there. And so we moved here, and I lived here for about 5 years. And then he got a job and transferred to Slave Lake, Alberta. So for the first 5 years of my life, Lloyd was actually my home. And I remember living here. Like, you're young enough, but you still are old enough to remember some things. So I had known what this place was because it was an early part of my childhood. I don't know if you knew that story or not.
I didn't.
But yeah,
I didn't know you were here.
Yeah.
Keep the cards close to the chest. But when you texted me, I'm like, well, I'll share that story.
Yeah,
sure.
absolutely.
So what year would that have been that you lived here 5 years?
1990 to 95.
Okay. So
yeah.
Which school did you go to?
Oh, I went to, is it St. Joe's? Like, it's right by...
There's both, St. Thomas or St. It would be St. Joe's because St. Thomas I don't think was here.
It's right by the Catholic Church. I'm going
to... St. Joe's.
St. Joe's. Yeah, so that's where I went. Yeah. We lived right there. Like, I would walk to school. Yeah. My mom showed me a picture of me in kindergarten in front of that school, and like every once in a while I'll take my boys and we'll drive by that part of town. I'll say, hey, I used to live in that house. Like, I remember riding my bike up and down this street. I remember the kids down in that house. Like, I remember these things. And they're like, oh, you lived in that house, Dad? Well, that's weird because our house is over here.
Because you've always lived in our house, right?
Yeah, they just don't get it. So like, time is a weird concept to kids.
It is.
So that we moved away though, because my dad got a job and we moved away. So fast forward, it's 2017, and my wife's a teacher. She's poking around. We've got our first kid. He's 2 months old. And Vista says, hey, there's a job opening. Do you want to come work at the Goat? Because I was working for the company in Grand Prairie. And I said, yeah, sure. My wife's family's actually in the area. My wife grew up in St. Vincent, so just outside of St. Paul. So it was awesome for us to think about, like, instead of a 6-hour commute with a newborn, which would probably be 8 or 9 hours, to a 1.5 hour drive, 2 hour drive.
Yeah.
So that was the first catalyst of why we wanted to come back. And we both knew what we were getting into because she's from the area. She remembered going to the swimming pool as a kid. That's what you did when you were in St. Vincent, right? There wasn't a lot of stuff to do in St. Paul. So you would drive to Lloyd on the weekend and get your school supplies, and then you would go to the swimming pool and kick tires a little bit, right? Yeah. So we both knew what we were getting into. Funny enough, when we moved here, the catalyst was family. And then less than a year later, all the family moved away. And I was like, is it us?
Yeah.
Like, did we do something wrong here? But it just ended up being her family, farmers.
Yeah.
Perfect opportunity. They were getting towards the age where they're like, we don't want to do it anymore. Like, it's just a crazy, like, perfect lifestyle. She equates everything that she is and her values, my wife, to farming, and I can see that in her, and I see that in our kids, and it's just a special thing. But they sold the farm, and then they moved to Stony Plain. So we were like, hey, well, that's cool. We moved here for family. You guys are all like, peace out, we're out of here. And so
it's not too far,
yeah,
but
it's still okay. So I mean, family was number one. Opportunities. My wife has a French background. Tons of opportunities in the education space here in Lloyd. So I think that's also something we have to highlight is culturally, the languages. There's a ton of people here and a bunch of amazing opportunities, like you said, Ashley. But so for us, it was career, family, also having a bit of a history and heritage to this place. That's what brought us back. And now we've been here since 2017, and we've had 2 more boys on top of our first boy. And those 2 boys were born in the Lloyd Hospital. And like we've had some stuff in our family that's gone down. Like our oldest Jack, he's a type 1 diabetic, and he was diagnosed at the Lloyd Hospital, right? And so I have vivid memories of my boys being born there. I have vivid memories of the respiratory therapist coming in with our middle guy because he wasn't breathing, and just like the staff there, and everybody just so on point. And you think about like, you know, giving birth or starting a family in a major city, and people are like, this is where you got to be because that's where the tech is, and all that
the technology,
stuff. And I would say to that, or anybody who's watching, Lloyd had it in spades. And so that's goosebumps for me. Yeah, so I think about family, I think about tradition, I think about opportunity, but I also think about the professionals that are here that still every day show up for the community, especially on the health side. So that's super important to me.
Cupcakes for Carriers sounds like a nomination coming in.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, it could be for your wife, could be for you. Like you guys have to do a lot with your youngster too, right?
Yeah, it's, I mean,
Jack.
Take a quick second on the platform. Like people don't really understand diabetes, and I think that's something that I've taken on as a guy in Lloyd to share that message because it's a beast. It's a complete beast. And this kid's the strongest kid. I know it's his birthday yesterday. Shout out Jack. He's 8. So I'll continue to bang that drum and just continue to talk about it. And I don't know if people in Lloyd, because there's people with juvenile diabetes in town, and a lot of people don't realize that, and the families kind of aren't really connected. So if you see this and you are someone who has a kid with diabetes, reach out. We like to get together and we like to prop that up. But it's tough. It's a huge health journey. There's a ton of cost to it. It's like a moving target. Some people say like the wind could blow a little bit differently and he'll just have a completely different day. So I appreciate the platform to talk about it for a second. I really do. Yeah.
Brynlee, I know when I talked to you briefly at the Canadian Brew House the other night, and now here at, it's great to see you back at Border City Furniture. We're taking full advantage of you being in town, but you've actually moved away. You live in Meadow Lake now. So, but you were telling me at the brew house, it's great to come back.
Yeah, we kind of take up the chance to make the road trip to Lloyd every chance we get. It seems like I'm here more often than not. I work at a school in Meadow Lake, so I have my normal 5-day work week, and then Friday I'm off by 4 o'clock and I'm on the road and I come and visit my mom and my sister, and I'm happy to be in town again, and I go to the Viking Strength gym because I love it, and it's all painted nicely and they have all the machines I like.
Shout out.
Yeah, and I go to all my favorite places and visit with my family, and the park. We love taking the dogs to Bud Miller, and just all the facilities, all the amenities, everything in Lloyd is just so appealing, even down to just the little things where it's like, oh, the grass is all cut. The plants downtown, like everything's just manicured and feels like a nice community. And then of course it's nice when, you go grocery shopping and half the people in the store and you're happy to see people, and it's all those little things, and like you said, the community here, and if you want to be a part of the community, it's very easy to get into, and you can go from I wasn't born here, my family's not from here, we really didn't have any connection to Lloyd. We moved here because my parents bought Endus Furnace Cleaning, so we came here when I was 4 from Edmonton, and I feel like we've spent our whole lives here because my mom knows everybody, my dad knows everybody. If you want to be a part of the community here, it's available, it's open to you.
I think we take it for granted. Like it's like even here at Border City Furniture, there's flowers and everything. We're talking about downtown, and I know they're trying to do the best that they can to bring the downtown kind of back in. But it's great to hear that. Like, do you feel like maybe you took that for granted when you were here in town?
Yes, and I think I had the same kind of thing that a lot of people do when you're kind of in your middle school years, where you're like, I can't wait to move. I want to go somewhere else. I want to move to wherever. Yeah. But then by the time I had come to the last couple years of high school, when I was in grade 12 and grade 11, I was like, I really have no reason to leave. I love Lloyd. Like, it has everything you want. And even just in the time since I've moved here from when I was little, we've gotten so much more. You don't have to leave Lloyd to even like to go shopping, to go to the doctor you need, to go, like, there's so much here that if you either can't for mobility or you don't want to, you don't need to go to the city. Yeah. You don't need to travel to Saskatoon or Edmonton for something, because you can get it here for the most part. There's services available here. There's so much available here now.
Well, and Evan, you mentioned with the healthcare, and soon we'll have the dialysis unit up and running as well. They're just doing the parking lot right now. But I'm so glad you mentioned, like, everything's so well kept and everything, because it is something when you live here every day, you just do take it for granted.
You see
there's just so much more to complain about, where it's like they are trying to put in work, and they are trying hard to keep up with everything with what they have, and it's a cute little community, and it grew and it's growing. And yes, you're right. I think having everything that you need is here, and still somewhat in the small town. You can still walk if you need to, or cab it or whatever, but it's still, to me, a small town.
Yeah, I feel like in the 90s, it was like, well, we have to go to the city to get this. Yeah. We have to go to Edmonton because they have this store. Now those stores are here.
Yeah.
So it's less and less. And it used to be like, oh, when we go to the city, we can have this food. Now those restaurants are coming here as well. It's definitely expanded. So I remember at one stretch when I drove to Edmonton, I was like, oh, there's car dealers on the outside of town now. Like, it changed so much. And I felt like in the 90s, it was going, once a month, maybe to the city and stuff like that. Now I hardly ever go.
Well, for me, like when we moved away in '95, I think the McDonald's going west that was it.
That was it. Yeah,
that was it.
The big arches.
Right. Yeah. You came into Lloyd from Edmonton. You're like, oh, there's the McDonald's. We're in Lloyd, and now think about how much development has passed there. But you talk about the parks. When we have relatives visit us who've never been to Lloyd before, we take them to Bud Miller, and they go, how is this here? Right? People don't realize how sweet that is. Like, our boys learn to ride their bikes in Bud Miller Park, right? You just sit and have a picnic in Bud Miller, and there's something to be said about green spaces, and a lot of cities do not have proper green spaces, and that's something that we should champion here in Lloyd for sure. That's a perfect spot to decompress throughout all 4 seasons. Awesome.
Yeah. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll ask our guests what events they love in Lloydminster. And I think I might know Brynlee's answer, but we will talk more about that when we come back to Border City Furniture in beautiful downtown Lloydminster.
How can you help support the oil and gas industry and jobs in Western Canada? The answer is closer than you think. Sell your scrap metals to PWM Steel. PWM sells scrap iron to Evraz, located in Regina. Evraz's #1 customer is the energy sector, building pipes and plates for the oil and gas industry. PWM Steel is your locally owned metal recycler and steel service center in the area. Plus, they're a strong supporter of the community. PWM Steel, your top steel supplier for Alberta and Saskatchewan for 40 years.
At Jason Arden & Associates Cooperators, we're proud to be a top-rated local insurance company that offers flexible solutions and expert advice for all your insurance and investment needs. We'll work with you to tailor your insurance specific to your needs, and we offer investment advice that always puts you first.
At Cooperators, one of our core values is to give back to the communities that we live in. Thanks to the support of our clients in Lloydminster and area, in 2023, Jason Arden & Associates has donated $40,000 to local nonprofits, charities, students, athletes, and other special events. How does your insurance company support our community?
I'm Brian Zinchuk of PipelineOnline.ca. I used to be a pipeliner, and I've spent the last 15 years reporting on energy in Saskatchewan. PipelineOnline.ca provides comprehensive coverage of light oil, heavy oil, lithium, helium, power production including coal, wind, solar, geothermal, natural gas, and nuclear. There's a lot happening in Saskatchewan's energy sector, and Pipeline Online is there for all of it. No one else comes even close.
It's more than just taxes at LNA CPA. Assurance, accounting, retirement planning, estate planning, business consulting, financial consulting, farm program support, and bookkeeping. But yes, there is always taxes. The team at LNA CPA is committed to helping you achieve your best results and will be there to assist you every step of the way. LNA CPA, with offices in Provost, Vermilion, and Lloydminster.
Welcome to Wellings of Lloydminster, a community of ageless explorers. At Wellings, age is but a number and adventure is always part of the day. Come experience carefreedom living at Wellings of Lloydminster, where adults 55 plus enjoy a vibrant, stress-free way of life with a whole lot of fun. Stop in and say hello to their new general manager, Nicole, at 7211 72nd Avenue on the Alberta side, and visit wellingsoflloydminster.com for more. Wellings of Lloydminster, carefreedom living starts here. Welcome back to Border City Furniture, winners of multiple Downtown Business of the Year awards. Calvin and Ryan do a great job here at Border City Furniture. Our house is filled with furniture that we've got here at Border City Furniture from Calvin and Ryan. We always appreciate the customer service that they provide here at Border City Furniture. We're excited to welcome you back, though. We have Evan James, we have Brynlee, Hassan, and Ashley. Sorry, Evan, I did it. It was not. It was not
like, this
on
guy,
purpose.
man, he's digging up skeletons.
It was not on purpose, actually. And Ashley Miazga.
It is catchy, though.
And I feel like for how many years have I known? I don't even know how many years since you've been married.
Well,
Just
17?
17?
It will be 17.
I feel like I finally nailed Miazga.
Yeah, you did. You
Finally.
did really good.
What did you used to say?
Ashley.
It's
because you're too scared to say it.
It's super easy to say, like it sounds like it looks, but nobody can get it.
Yeah.
But I didn't go from a better name, like from my maiden name to a new name. It was like everybody butchered both of them. So
Honey?
Yes.
Well, it's easy when you hear it.
Yeah. Hone, Honey, just like Honey. Always.
So did you have that on the back, like when you had Honey on the back and you played sports, like bowling and stuff? What was the?
Thank you. I didn't play sports.
When do you play sports, like bowling?
You guys bowled though.
It was a sport. Yes, that was the only sport I played. No, I don't think they had the last names on the sleeve.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they just had it on the sleeve.
The bowlers are like legit.
They are legit. Look out. I will school anybody in a
Well, I'll shout out Dean
game
Martin
of-
at the GOAT. He's a massive bowler.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I that's respect. I'm not trying to throw shade
No,
like
and
that.
I think I'm pretty good at 21 too. I apparently on the weekend at the ball tournament I promised somebody that I could school them at 21 too, and he's like, I'm a gym teacher. Like I was like, no, I got you. I can do this. So I don't know. I may be wanting to not get back into it, but wish I did play a little bit more. So I'm gonna start now, I guess. But yeah, no, Honey was not on. They didn't have jerseys like that. It was button-up collared shirts with it on the sleeve. I still have it.
Well, when I was a kid, kids were like, "Oh, priceless," and I didn't realize when I was a kid, hey, that's a nice thing to say.
Yeah.
I am priceless.
Yeah, thank you.
But it was
Compliment.
stop bugging me.
Not my name. Yeah.
But you mentioned, I think I know what you're going to say for your favorite event because it just happened, and you were just talking about it at the ball tournament. Mm-hmm. Tell us about Lori Craven.
Yeah, Lori Craven. Yeah, wow. It started out as a ball tournament with our family. Like it was like, hey, do we want to put a family team in? Like, yeah, let's do it. And then it just evolved into this, like one tournament, one weekend a year. Well, for me, with busy kids or whatever, to play ball. I only play once a year. It's for Lori Craven. But yeah, it's not even about the ball. It's just a weekend of community. Like that is all it is. You go there and everybody is there for the same reason. Everybody's, they pit in for the most part. I mean, we've went through it with the little kids where we had to leave, like in between or whatever. But for the most part, yeah, like you're there for the whole weekend and everything goes back to the community, to people in need. It's just incredible. And it is so much fun. So rain or shine, we're out there playing ball. Yeah.
And you're right, it isn't about the ball.
Yeah, no, it's not.
Take us through Sunday at noon.
Oh gosh, that's the best part is everything shuts down at noon for the what would name like the presentation. And so it's incredible. People stand up and on a whim, like there could be people that are like prepped to shave their heads, and then you're there and you just feel the love and you feel the need to do something, and that's where it kind of all starts. It's like a trickling event where you're there and you're like, wow, like that guy just shaved his head and he raised $2,000. I want to shave my head. Like Mel.
I was going to ask you about that. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, she just showed up. They're doing, they're kind of promoting the Motley Troupe for the Kids Cuddy Dinner Theater, and she shaved her head right there, like literally just because of the feeling and the love that you just like you feel when you're there. Like you just people, and then next year they're like, hey, like I seen you do this, I want to do something. And then every year somebody comes up with a awesome idea to donate money back, and somebody in need out there is getting help that they need and the support. So
yeah, it's unbelievable.
It is,
was
yeah.
it $110,000?
$110,000.
Probably
yeah.
still growing.
Yeah, and yeah, they do like a little like moment of silence, and it just hits you right in the feelers. So yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Brynlee, I think like would it be the CPCA finals?
Can you guess? Yeah. Yeah, it's Wagon Week. It just, again, it's the energy of the community, and everybody's excited because it's the end of the year, and then we get to roll into town. It's nice and Lloyd. Everybody's excited. You can go to your favorite restaurant. You can, take a nice shower, and you're like, okay, this is the last stop, and we have full cell service, and we have everything going right. And of course, the Lloyd X is great. We get to all go park there, and we're camped for the week, and they've got power spots even if we really want. So it's just
that's living,
right?
Do
Yeah.
you just stay with mom and dad?
Well, sometimes I go back and forth. We have the camper, but it's pretty nice going to mom's house too.
You got it.
Yeah, and it's just
They get all meals there.
Awesome. Well, yeah, a little bit. She helps for
Why
sure.
wouldn't you?
Right? Yeah. I'm like, I got 5 more days where I can visit my mom. Of course, I'm gonna take them up on that. But yeah, Wagon Week in Lloyd is so awesome. It's nice to even today we've got right after this at 11, Outriders are going to go to the co-op and bag groceries for the next couple hours, the rest of the afternoon, and then we've got a pancake breakfast on Sunday and all sorts of stuff throughout the week like that. We've got a barbecue going on for one of our vets that's going down to the States with her horse. There's so many different things because the community is so involved that you can put on. It's a constant rotation of people coming in and out and people getting involved. So that's really nice, just that it's a possibility here.
What's your earliest memory of these? Because you grew up with them here in town.
Yeah. Oh, probably like when I was little, we had colonial days wagons here, right?
Yep.
And my grandparents would come and take us to the wagons and wear my little cowboy boots and be all excited. And yeah. So it's been a staple here, right? My
I
whole
still
life.
get like that. Well, cowboy boots.
Yeah.
Do the little shimmy.
Get all excited.
It's so
and
exciting. Even to see, like you said, the wagons coming in, like the campers, it's like, oh my
Yeah,
God. It's like
right?
literally like celebrities coming into town.
Yeah. Well, when I remember when we started Wagon Week, and we used to have a contest, paint your windows.
Yes, I
Get
remember
your
that.
windows
Downtown.
painted, and we'd go around and judge the windows and stuff, and people would change their signs and everything. Welcome to Wagon Week and stuff like that. It was huge, and I feel like we're gonna get back to that.
Speaking of that, where's your boots and your cowboy hat?
Yeah, I've never.
We should have you all dressed up.
Yeah.
It's funny, and when I was about the year I graduated high school, I had this like phase of like cowboy boots and stuff like that, and then I realized how uncomfortable they were, and when because I used to work at Bonanza here in town, and the owner wanted, which was Ken Radke, Malcolm Radke's dad, he wanted the managers dressed in like roper shirts, Wranglers, and cowboy boots. And so we walked around for like 10 hours a day in cowboy boots on like cement floors.
Well, I have to say,
and it was like, this is not the most comfortable.
I think there's something to say about the right cowboy boot.
Yeah.
Like mine aren't comfortable, but the cowboys say that they have, like if you get the right ones, maybe, like not the fashion ones, I say. But they don't take them off for the most part.
If you have a good pair,
if you have a good
do like 30,000 steps a day in Calgary.
Yeah.
If you got like a good pair of cowboy boots on, I'm comfortable by the end of the
exactly.
day still.
That's just need to find the right pair.
You gotta find the right ones.
We need to go to Lamley's and get you suited up.
Well, I remember, you'll appreciate this, Evan. I was, I think I might have been only 18 years of age. But remember, as he's on the border was like the big place to go. And so when you're 18, you can only go on the Alberta side.
Yeah.
But I think I was going on the, I think I snuck in or something. Hate to admit that.
I'm going to say that quietly into the microphone.
But I remember I
who
was dancing with this girl, and we were like having a few drinks and stuff. And then I was dressed like, like I would for work and stuff. And she's like, "So are you a real cowboy?" And I was like, "No, I am like I'm not fooling anybody." Like no, like I can dance and that's it. Like you're like, and I can't dance well. I could dance well enough, but as far as if you're looking for a real cowboy, like you're looking for a ranch hand or something like that,
not me.
Well, my first job was CFCW in Edmonton when I was still going to Nate, and I remember that summer they saw me and I was like, "Hey, heads up, guys! Like I am the furthest from a cowboy completely." Right? They're like, "Oh, don't worry, we'll get you some gift cards and we'll dress you up." And they dressed me up. I remember all the staff. They're like, "Yeah, no, just go back to what you were wearing before." And I was like,
"Aww,
what are you guys doing?"
What are you trying to say?
They couldn't even fake a cowboy in me, man. So I'm not even gonna pretend.
Yeah,
that's fine.
Yeah, I was more comfortable in work boots.
Yeah.
Like way more. I would be more comfortable wearing work boots than cowboy boots, but
yeah, you can usually spot the real ones.
Yeah.
Right. Like I mean, I am a wannabe too, but I try really hard to fit in. But yeah.
Yeah. Well, and I love country music, so I don't know if I've ever told you this story, but 3 months after I started at CKSA, they told me I need to go work at a rock station. I was not a country DJ.
Oh.
Yeah, you're not like. Am I like my favorite artist of all time is Dwight Yoakam, so I love Dwight and I love Merle Haggard and stuff like that. And they're like, "Yeah, you need to work at a rock station." But I don't want to work at a rock station.
I love country.
Yeah, so they were like, "You can take the production job or you can get fired because we're not leaving you on air anymore." So I took the production job, and then when the GOAT came to town. Then all of a sudden there was some competition. So I remember then they came and were like, "Hey, why don't you go back on air?" And I'm like, "What?" Yeah, just do what you were doing before. I'm like, "Okay, all right, I'll go back on air."
Yeah,
and it was more about having fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it got into be more about having fun. Evan, how many years in Lloyd now?
2017. So
that's pretty impressive.
I can't do the math. Just about 10 years, I guess.
Yeah. You must have had opportunities to go somewhere else too with Vista and move up the chain and stuff. And
yeah,
why not?
I mean, once you put the roots down, I think I looked at it, and at that point, we have 3 kids and they're under 5, and my wife's got a great job, and things are going it's just like almost,
you're getting emotional thinking about it.
Well, kind of, because you look at it and you go like. At a certain age, you say, well, what are you chasing something for anymore?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I think that was a realization for me as I got closer to my 30s, and now I'm the mid-30s, and I'm so happy that I made that decision. Mm-hmm. But it's like you're constantly, especially when you're in this industry at a young age, what's next? Yeah. What's next? What's next? And I think maybe for the young generation coming up, it's like you're constantly chasing that shiny thing.
Yeah.
And for me, I realized that the shiny thing was really actually what I already had. Mm-hmm. And that was a pretty cool realization for me. And so why would I uproot and rebuild? And we got a good thing going, so just roll with it. I think that's why.
Yeah, absolutely. Like they're like working at CKSA. There were people that came along and were like, "Hey, you could do this morning show in this center," and I was like, "Yeah, but then I'd have to leave Lloyd."
Yeah.
Like I got to a point where I had that goal. Evan, I had that same as you, where I was like, yeah, someday I want to work in the city. Mm-hmm. Someday I want to I'll start in Lloydminster and then I'll move my way up. And I never left. I just started, and it wasn't like, because I lived here in the 90s. So I lived here in the 90s, but I didn't work in radio. When I started working radio, I think I just started to meet the right people.
Yeah,
for
sure.
Like I would, of course, known about Ken Baker, but when you spend time with Ken Baker and Vic Juba, and then all of a sudden you're like, you have this desire to make the community a better place. Mm-hmm. It just kind of rubs off on you. for some reason,
Well, even we spent 10 days in Calgary this summer, and I'm sorry, like the driving, absolutely not. Like, this is just, it's too much, and you can't even really drive in down, nobody really does, except all of the people that don't live there. But I'm driving down and I'm just like, where do the people work and where do they come from? Like, where are they all? And, we're stuck in traffic, and I sat in traffic for an hour. And I mean, the construction in Lloydminster is annoying sometimes, but it has to be done because we complain about the streets. So it's like they're fixing it. You know, you got to go different ways, but at least you can get somewhere in still 10 minutes, under 10 minutes, anywhere in Lloyd. Like, I will take that anytime. Detouring around Lloyd, rather downtown or Calgary driving, absolutely.
Although it's been busier lately. Oh, yeah. Like, it's getting harder and harder.
Are here, I think.
I think it's getting harder.
This weekend for sure, but it is busy. At the rush time, for sure. Yeah.
Evan, is there an event that since you moved to Lloyd that you're like, this is the event I got to go to?
I'll be selfish. I mean, I'm gonna save my event for the last one here. But I mean, the LRHF Gala, huge for us. Mm-hmm. That's massive. So got a shout out there because I see firsthand what they do. Yeah. Our family has experienced health related things that needed to be helped with the hospital and what they do. So that's important to me. I think every year when you can see the 200 some motorcycles with the Border Town Hog toy run, you can feel that, and you can see them all there. And it's people from all over who come to Lloyd and just support this thing. And then you see what they do. And I'm not a motorcycle guy. I'm not a gearhead. I'm not a mechanic whatsoever. My wife will tell you that right out the gate. But when you feel the noise and you see these guys, and sometimes like there's these exteriors, these hard guys, and you're like, man, like, you could rip my head off.
But the biggest teddy bears.
The biggest teddy bears, the biggest heart. And I mean, talk about Lori Craven. We have been benefactors of the GOAT from the fundraising initiatives every year with the GOAT's Christmas Wish. And I think for me, I wanted to bring that up as my favorite. Not that it's a selfish thing because we do it at 106.1 The GOAT, but like the GOAT's Christmas Wish, I didn't realize how big that was when I first got here. And now being in the program and chairing it and monitoring it year over year for almost 10 years, this thing is so connected. It's more than the radio station now. And I think as a radio station, if you can do something that transcends your hallways and the people just take it on, Lori Craven, Toy Run, you've done it. And so for me, my favorite thing in Lloyd, it's so much work, and I would say every single organizer of these events would say the same thing. So much work. But the payoff at the end is so sweet.
So worth it,
And I think we were doing the math. It's been over 20 years of the Wish. Like, we've given away over $1 million in cash and donations to local families every single year who would not be able to afford going to get cancer treatment or who had their house burned down. So when you think about Lloyd, you texted me, Kurt, and you said, what is this about? Every single person would give you the shirt off their back. And that's legit. Whether somebody's going through a hard time or whether somebody's really well off, it's like everybody's the same in when there's an issue or a struggle, people come together for it and they build it up and they make an impact on that. And you don't get that in other cities. People don't realize that, but you do not see that in other cities outside of Lloyd.
Even just like little like Facebook posts or something of somebody like, looking for something, just moved here, or, low on money, and the comments like, hey, reach out to me. I have, some coupon or some blankets, or, I have a coupon for some formula. It's just like, it's wow. Like, it's incredible.
We're not that far off from the toy run, but it's funny you mentioned these big burly guys and how much they want to help kids and stuff. I remember one time we were heading down to Regina for a football game. We stopped and these two big bikers passed us like Harley Davidson's on the highway and pull into Davidson, Saskatchewan and getting gas. And these two guys pull in front of us, and you got the big leather jacket stuff on and all the leather and everything and big mustaches and everything. And they're filling up their gas tank. And then a minivan pulls up beside him, and a little boy gets out and runs up and goes, Daddy, Mom says you're going way too fast.
Just slow down.
We're like, they're big tough guys, all right.
I thought you were going to talk about like the toy. I love the teddy bears when they strap on them.
So you gotta
sometimes you just misread people. Right?
Yes.
You can take people but there's a and they do a quilt every year. For that, it's coming up right away here. But I want to thank you guys for being a part of this. This is thank you so much
thank you
for sharing your insights into Lloydminster. And Brynlee, come back and see us again
this week.
Yeah,
you got to go.
We'll see you.
3.
Yeah, we'll see you in a year. You'll come on a couple of times, but we appreciate you guys just giving us some of your time. I know you guys are busy. It's that time of year, and hopefully you get some time to enjoy the summer, Brynlee. You got one weekend after.
One weekend and then school starts.
Hopefully it's a nice weekend. Yeah. But thank you guys.
Thanks, Kurt.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We're back with you on Tuesday, and we've got some fun stuff coming up for you on Tuesday. We're going to talk to Kim Crockett about what's happening with B. Fisher and their pickleball tournament, and we're also going to speak to a local author. That's Tuesday. We'll be back at the new Lloydminster Nissan. Thanks for joining us here in downtown Lloydminster at Border City Furniture.